Good evening and welcome to Orange Football Special with me, Mohamed Tobi Kagbo. Orange Football Special, now the program will tell you all what you need to know about football, both local and the international stage. Orange Football Special, the country TV screen every Monday from 9 to 10 p.m. on SLBC Channel 27 or SLBC Facebook page. Orange Football Special, they powered by Priority Solution and are the lead mobile telecommunication now the country. Orange, they support them. And because of Orange like you, make Ukawi to first loyalty platform for give back to a loyal subscriber them. All you need for do just go now with Facebook page, comment your birthday date, and you wait. Orange could surprise you with a birthday surprise. But guess what? We'll go for a quick break. We'll come back, we'll introduce we guests then at the studio and the topic of discussion.
Orange like you, and because we like you, we dey introduce we first loyalty program when our Orange like you, the first ever na salon. This na for sure say we appreciate and love all we loyal customer them. Ready cause we dey can pamper you with amazing surprise them like you dream birthday party, data bonus, voice and SMS offer them. You go get VIP ticket to all program when our Orange dey sponsor, tourist trips, discounts on prompt postpaid payment, and baku other surprise them. Orange like you now we bally eye, you now we bosom, and you now we body.
Orange.
Welcome back from the break, and don't forget to watch Orange Football Special with me, Mohamed Tobi Kagbo. Inside today's episode, as the Soccerlink Football Association through a regional body, them don't end a 3-day trial for select the best players them will go represent the country in the WAFU zonal competition will go be hosted in Sierra Leone within November to December this year. For help me talk more on that, I get Abdul Karim now the studio. We be the witness this trial now the Shaker Stevens Stadium practicing field. Abdul Karim, your regular face in the Orange Football Special. It's a pleasure again. Good evening and welcome to Orange Football Special.
Yeah, good evening, Mohamed Tobi. Thanks for having me.
And also inside the program this evening, I get with me Mahmoud Make, the CEO of Real Mack Football Club. As Real Mack Football Club don't get a new appointment of the new coach, we they call Steve Appleton. Mr. Make, they inside the studio this evening for help we talk with some of the latest development then for Real Mack Football Club and this new coach, which he got transform Real Mack Football Club. It's a pleasure. Good evening and welcome to Orange Football Special.
Thank you very much for having me.
Family also Orange Football Special. These are the two guests that will get now the studio this evening. But first we will start with Abdul Karim. Abdul Karim will witness a 3-day trial we have been all over the country, not only in Freetown. We'll see the head coach Raymond Lewis in Benena Freetonia, where the trial will take place now, the Shaker Stevens Stadium practicing field. And you now be eyewitness in this trial. First take with you waiting on some of the things that we gather in these trials.
Yeah, and thank you very much again once, Mohamed Tobi. I think to start with the whole process in itself will be a very good start for saloon football, wherein you ask team for come with players within a particular age, come with them for can see the talent. So I think the action in itself for say let the team then come out with them players there, I think will be a very good intention behind the entire process. You know, because mind you, over the years don't they get situation where in Freetown they dominate in most selections, but now we get a regional balance. Because I've been so impressed to start with the Eastern region. Immediately after the young been done, then we get for make the selection, the 10 players, put them on social media, tell people that this particular player and this particular team may come out, you know. I see the same thing also done by the Western region, you know. But since me based at the west end of the country, I think I've been much more impressed with the nature in which the organizer way the process will go on, because the first day you see over 30 teams them assemble and players them, you know, and the team be cut across. You get team as far as Jue community, you get for Cam, you get team as far as the Sarah FC come right now the Angola axis and the SF Cam. You know, you get so many teams that we been come around that particular day. But however, during the trial we been get for see some good talents them, even though some people be still skeptical about how the process they go, because you get some people will be talk say it's like this process here, so we just they come for car honor. Okay. It's like premeditated something like they don't conclude already how the process for go like, you know. But I think on a whole the process in itself a very good one, and we hope we go build from that day and do it with sincerity where the entire country will benefit.
Credibility, and I want the way people of Sierra Leone always look out for more, especially when it comes to the national under 17. You've been the part of the selecting the players, despite get the mandate for appointed this player will qualify for play for the national team. Look at some of the age of the players them waving go for this trial. You feel say we able to get the type of players them we go fit in the age of 17.
Yeah, to start with, I think Salon we don't late small in terms of football development, and then they already they show when we come into selecting players in the national team. When you go to places like Ghana and Niawina, Liberia, then get them under age leagues then. The under 12, the under 14. So by the time the player they reach 17, you don't get a good transition, But when it come into we own case, it don't take a very long time. We don't even get an under 14 league, neither under 12 league. So we don't late in that direction there. And one thing also we are conclude doing this 3 days trial and the fact that we're not short of talent.
Yeah, because if you look at the young players, them to name but few clubs, them way gets individual players, them way gets the individual brilliance. But the key question here is again, we see a 3 days trial. You understand? People out there go to think say the first day of the trial, if we don't do the first selection, then rather than the whole team come again for the next day. You know, feel say something like that for to happen. We make the regional body able for submit the players, then we able for qualify. I'm
like just make a quick correction in that. The regional body in this entire process, not only do the selection, then just coordinate the activities of the region. We are in the process of selecting these players. They with the technical department. Sure. And in Freetown, now the head coach of the under 17 and lead the process. They just call one of the assistant coaches, now the under 15 Daniel, when an expert in youth football for the assist him in the process. When it comes into selecting of players, in most cases I can always say this, that now the coaches get the responsibility for select players because they know which kind of system they have to approach a particular match with. But however, in this particular context, people and they will still the feel say it's like those who they make the decision or where they call the final shot on who that them for call, they already don't get players them way they already want for them at the team. That kind of concern they don't be raised from day one. And because you get a situation where some people and say there is this particular team, they allow them for play day 1 trial, they allow them for play day 2, and go to the extent for play day 3. So that might be a very, very situation and critical situation where somebody will.
So what you make up of this? That people out there don't get the mindset that they don't already get the players them way go play for the national under 17 team. So you feel say the whole process now be a credible process.
Well, for me, I feel say the buck stops at those where they make the final cut. And people's opinion at this part of the world, you're not able to stop them. But the bottom line is we put we country first. And in this case, we talk about age limits now also. And when we talk about age limits, you not only get to look at the quality of the players, but if they're within the age bracket. And in this particular case, you get to go do MRI test.
Sure.
And the MRI test, each one will cost something like $3,000. So if you take the wrong players, maybe you take 10 of them, but go do MRI test and 10 of them fail. What's it mean for we and this country in football? Meaning the country don't lost $30,000. Where you can put now any sector inside of football, it hard for improve the level of football. So we go beyond the issue of now saying identifying the talent, but also identifying those who get the talent and they within the age bracket, but help the process for go on successful one.
Our football special also being talked to the General Secretary of the Sierra Leone Football Association, Wayne Christopher Kamara, and also the General Secretary for the Western Area Football Association, Wayne Benjamin Godin, and some of the coaches them where the teams them be present in the trial. Now this our football special being gathered from this interview.
Yeah, it came about, as I rightly say, back to the strategic plan as an FA and the new modus operandi for growing football in the country. You can agree with me, as you rightly mentioned. Over the years, we don't do selection just based on individual knowledge. And as a point, there has been hue and cry that representation will be reflective nationally. So me as General Secretary, with me staff them, especially the competitions department and all other personnel there, we decide for put together a training package for national team under 17 recruitment nationally. And as you see, what we do here today at the National Stadium, currently also they take place at the Northwestern headquarters in Putloko. They also they take place in Makeni, the North. They also they take place in Kenema for the East. He also they take place in Abu Stadium for the South. For me, Wakam is amazing. It's amazing the number of people we want for represent the country. But let's see kids like this. Yesterday, at the drive from Wilkinson Road, I see kids, they stroll, they go back as far as Godrich. They tell you, say, Sierra Leoneans love football, the boys want to play. If you look the number where they across the country, they are about 6,000-7,000. One, they give the opportunity to the FA for get a total number of youth footballers, a database of youth footballers in the country. We know the age bracket. We therefore ask for them birth certificate. We therefore ask for the school certificate. Because mind you, say at the tail end of it, we therefore get a national under-17 team. Where again, they therefore do an MRI test for determine the ages. So hence, this is the reason why it is good that we do this model. Any sign at the wall, this is not the best practice so that they do. And I think so you're very impressed that as a football association, we are really getting it right. An average of 60 players. 60 players nationally, we assemble them in Makeni for 2 weeks training. And after which we cut them down to 30. We get 30 selected and then 10 shadow. The shadow players, they based on the outcome of the MRI test. If the 30 players then pass the MRI test, then 30 players then they could be prepared. I think you're part of it. Other part of several programs say one for rebrand the FA, one for be one of the best in Africa. And if you want to be one of the best in Africa, what you see so get for happening at the under 15. As this they done, we start the under 15 selection, and after that day we start for the first time and under 11 also, so that we get a preparation, a 2-3 year planning package. And after that, for all national team, the impressive for no say, even the national team, what did we do? We invite players from all over the country. They assemble in Freetown, train for a very long time. They cut them down to 30. The 30 from that selection, they currently they train at Makeni. From there, the coach can choose the one that will go represent the country. Representing the country doesn't mean you are the best, but it means that you, the coach, will use at this necessary. You know the necessary material we are available. The other players will be available for other matches. And I go break the news now. I say, Salon they play another international friendly on the 13th against Niger, inside Niger. It's competition and then eventual qualification. We are no longer focusing on participation. Our focus now is progression, competition, and then qualification.
At the foundation of Sierra Leone football, Naya will be supposed to start. This is the grassroots football. From this age, the white people, the one who they follow into this game, they say, catch them when they are young. So at this stage, in all countries around the world in football, in this stage, I think say we all see and get a very good foundation, very good grassroots setup for build the national team and the other various national team from under 17, under 15, under 20, under 23. So that's what the national team. So if we not start from this stage, I think so it's a problem. But now, since the focus and the SLFA don't focus on grassroots and building up youth national football teams, then I think so it's a kudos and a step in the right direction.
So highly impressed because these are part of the development of Sierra Leone football. We are in as we go try for we scout out these young boys because this is not the future of the national team. So I'm highly impressed because they see lots and lots of young boys them and then they give everybody opportunity for try for show what it get and they make selection for try for develop them for the national team. For tell you the truth, Mina is still like older and Mina is student of the present head coach John Kista. The first thing we are the try for say all the coaches of Sierra Leone, let we try for embark on development. So when I come na young doctor, I believe say the first thing I try for groom up these young boys them. So I don't get any doubts because I believe in them and I know say then go fit in the system and I've been on the develop them for long. So I hope say I get a praise and the people we know about football, like Coach Daniel and my comrade, so you see what in the boys then get I believe say now that made them be parts of that.
Well, I mean, a laudable, although that's way we don't do long time ago for put boys then together, but because of several factors I'm sure about, and I make now by this time they can do them. But again, notwithstanding the time, at least there are lots of talents where I believe say the technical team where they are around, where they observe, we're not able to spot out talents there. So I think that's a good step for this time because we are managing the situation where we're not able to avoid. All the managers them, even to the boys them, who sacrifice their time, even within this short notice, they're able to come. Yesterday there were hundreds of boys around here. Also, then again today we see, but today the number don't reduce quite a bit. So it's also good for this game because whatever you may say, you must be able to create something. For there, you're able to attract players then. So I think now a lot of venture and then are good things for the boys there. For them can exhibit their talent. Despite when the time is short, but at least within 5-10 minutes you go see somebody where you know say this the potential for do something. So what's in for do now? Let them spread them down. Let them encourage the regions them, the districts them, for also organize under 15 leagues them. Not only trials per se, because trial you know not enough. But by the time you sweat proper, you are exhibit your skills. I mean, the time not done. But with a league running, then you will able to see a lot of talent. Like our fan don't take the initiative, so we will also encourage them. But let us also push their own colleague, district and regional associations as well. For let us come up with the same idea because with that one day, I tell you say the job of the under 17 coach will be easier because I tell you they don't prepare in the under 15 stage. Waiting they happen now. I for just follow through, just passing on, just graduating, you know.
Now this is the General Secretary from the Sierra Football Association and also the Western Area Football Association Secretary Benjamin Gordon and some of the coaches them way and teams them the present now the trial being get for say. I think we don't have from waiting the General Secretary don't say. I think now a gradual process, not just going to happen annual, that we going to happen every time when we get a competition for the national under 17. But one key thing here again, now for maintain the players them is the key factor. What about if we get the players them now, we don't get under 17 because remember the last time going to Senegal, the boys them come home not fit for the players them. You don't feel say it's high time we change the mentality.
Yeah, football na a continuous process. You know, if we enjoy the Ghanaian team today as a result of that transition day, you know, then take a team now the under 17, the team play when they graduate, bulk of them again being for fit into the under 20, you know, and now they don't break through into the national team. That transition day we lack. Maybe when we go under 17, when we come back, we just know they keep track of them players and they then go, we get for can start back all over. Anytime we go to another stage, they start all over. So I think if we don't get a message now that this get for be a continuous process in terms of whether the selection process and try to maintain them boys there, so I think that's a very good one. And also when you look at this particular process, then tell you say 60 of the players that we didn't get for select get for go to McKinney. Yeah. And when they don't go ahead with the training, the final phase, then get forget about 30 of them again for can do the MRI test. You know, for me, I go repeat them over and over again. This part of the world of FENUSEF, we're not short of talent. The only thing, the resources is not there for let we able to get at them talent they are maybe frequently for let we able to know and get at them together, you know. But the talents are there. The critical aspect of this particular process now, let me get the right age bracket for take them into this tournament. And also, we will continue for also follow the words of the Secretary General based on waiting he say and that MRI will be one of the key focus because they don't want follow get a situation like waiting the Liberia then they facing right now. They enter into a competition at the end of the day when they enter, then go do MRI test. Most of them players they may not be able to pass the MRI test. They're not able to go into the competition now waiting and we get for give them a suspension, you know. So for me, we want to see this in subsequent selection processes in the lower levels. So every corner of this country will feel like we are part of the process, even if they don't get a team directly or they don't get a player directly way involved, but they will feel as if we are part of the process. It's just that quality on one side or quality on the other side, that no make we self get a breakthrough to players them. So that way we will inspire other players them, or inspire other team managers them, or inspire other regions them, but take the lower level football very, very serious.
In Abdul Karim Kagbo, an African football expert there in the studio this evening. Don't forget to watch Around Football Special with me, Mohamed Toby Kagbo. We turn our attention to the next topic of discussion inside the program this evening. Real Mack Football Club don't get a new coach by the name of Steve Appleton. We then Steve Appleton get a short video of the new coach of Real Mack Football Club and that is immediate for sale.
Hi, good evening. Really happy to say that I've just signed my contract for the forthcoming season with Real Mack. really looking forward to getting to Sierra Leone for the start of the season, joining up with the team, meeting the staff, meeting the fans, and looking forward to a really, really successful partnership. I know the club is ambitious, I know the owners are ambitious, and that matches my ambitions as a coach. I really hope we can move on up into the top tier of the Sierra Leone League, and we can become a real successful side. It's something that I aspire to, and it's something that I really, really hope that everybody gets behind us, and we can all believe that we can make that happen. I look forward to seeing you all soon. Take care.
And we are back from the video of the new appointed coach of Real Mack Football Club, Steve Appleton. He can't wait to meet with his boys, but we get the CEO and the owner of Real Mack Football Club, Wayne and Mahmoud Mackey. It's a pleasure once more. Good evening and welcome to Around Football Special.
Thank you very much.
I think let me just start for talk of some of the latest development then for Real Mack Football Club.
Well, it all started when we get this agency, Soccerlink Academy, when we go into a partnership, and within the partnership were steps which then get for coming, and we highlight them together and then make priorities of what we think we need for move forward. So the recommendation of a coach was a priority, and then here it is. After series of other options, or after previewing other candidates, we find out say Coach Steve Appleton is the best candidate for the position.
So how are able to get contact with the coach, or is it the contact I want to get with Seed of Soccerlink make we get Appleton for be the new coach for Real Mack Football Club?
Yeah, as I said earlier, these are like the bullet points, and we'll be highlighting in the agreement that we need for, because the key focus here is that we want to change the dynamics and the concepts of how we produce with players and for the international market. Okay. No disrespect to the local coaches or the local administrators, technical administrators. But it's like due to the lack of infrastructure, like academy settings and football education, we find it difficult for the players and forget the preparedness moving into taking their career to the next step. So having this international exposure and contacting these people, we make them a priority. So after series of scrutiny and overview of other candidates, we look into the CV of Coach Appleton. He has been an academy director. He has been a youth coach with prominent teams in the Premiership like Stoke City, Accrington Sterling. These are all big clubs in the UK. And has also worked with the English FA in terms of youth development. So not only for the interest of Real Mack to be successful, but also for Real Mack to produce players that can achieve their dream and that can also represent Sierra Leone, in the near future.
Well, now free will. Now, one of the biggest things that we can find very difficult when team appoint a coach, more especially Real Mack, a first division club, is Coach Steve Appleton had the free will for work as the head coach without being be a dictatorship in this new job.
Thank you very much for that question. Real Mack Football Club, we always believe in best practice. The time we get Ebola, when all football activities stop, we go to the drawing board because there are so many things. We ambition call for best practice. So what we did was we looked through all we to be known they do the way moving forward, within our lapses, administratively, technically, financially. We put all things in the desk, and then we make priorities. So coming through this Corona period as well, we also go through those drawing boards again, and then finalize these things. Real Mack King telling us we have a philosophy. In fact, we have a book rating we can even sell out to the public when what Real Mack believes in terms of how we want to operate within our philosophy going to addressing technical teams. What is the philosophy of how we want we team for be represented? You know, so all these things in terms of chain of command, organogram, all these things are there and they are being implemented. As we speak, early this morning, the director of sports get a Zoom meeting with the head coach just for introduce and through the rest of the other technical members. And on Wednesday coming, they are going to have like a Zoom conference meeting again, wherein he's going to be introduced to the rest of the other staff involved, and they will be introduced themselves and know, you know, who is talk with, who is, you know. So in terms of chain of command or administrative steps, I think Real Mack we are practicing, you know, the best moving forward.
I think a very good news for Sierra Leone, not only for Real Mack Football Club, because Coach Steve Appleton, despite in job now for work for Real Mack Football Club, you able to tell viewers witness some of entails in this contract, witness the mandate of Real Mack Football Club and pulls into the coach. Is it to qualify Real Mack to the Premier League or for transform Real Mack Football Club?
Yeah, we have short-term and long-term goals. The short term is for him to acclimatize, because you know, he's bringing an European to Sierra Leone. He has to see the environment, feel comfortable, and try to see, because that's the reality. We cannot hide from it, you know. So the short term goal definitely is to qualify Real Mack to the Premiership, you know. But the long term goal is for the structure to be there. So because we cannot have him here forever, we're not going to forget Anaya. You know, in fact, financially, it's going to be a big burden on us. But we want this foundation. We want this thing for build upon. You know, so his job for the short term actually select what we have, the best we have, get them ready for the playoffs if ever, and then lay down a very good foundation. So for whosoever is going to succeed, then you know we'll have a smooth way through. But as per the contract details, he's just been contracted for just a year, okay, with all other relevant things relating to contracts all sorted out. Ourselves together with the Soccerlink agency who fund this particular contract and make sure we satisfy the interests of the coach, so as to give him a heads up onto what we are expecting, of which is for him to make sure we have the best talents prepared, and playoffs we have a very good chance of making it to the Premiership.
I think we will need to forget you inside this. I think Real Mack as a first division club get a UEFA coach for being the head coach for the team. I think saying I welcoming news. What do you feel, say? Because we have this belief, I will emphasize on this point, given the free will for the coach, more especially as a foreigner, take it for adapt to the language, despite to speak English, you understand, take it for the communicate with the players, for know I'm better. You feel say Real Mack, they in a very big stepping stone for reach to the Premier League.
Sign of common purpose, you know, getting the right minds in place in a business environment. You know, I recall about 2 months ago when we been get a discussion with the head coach of the team. Now, been an off record and somebody be discuss, and something come out say they don't give the players them individual workout during the COVID-19 period. You know, I come and ask myself the question: we Premier League teams then get such kind of control over them players them during this period, or keep them fit? Because football not all about going at the pitch and play. It's about how you prepare the player mentally and physically. And when I hear him, you know, I feel so impressed. You know, and also one thing where I feel very much happy about, if I can touch on this from the coach, and the structure where Real Mack gets. During this period also, I've been seeing a brother when I'm in the time for also profile players them. And they're also lacking. You're not able to get a good market out there if you don't get your player well profiled. Yes, that is where branding comes in. You know, and now getting a coach with a UEFA B who can down here to Sierra Leone, who can add value to a first division club. that means some people had it mean business. Because the French then get one philosophy they create, and money they take call money. If you want to get quality product, you have to get quality staff and quality organization, but then you get a quality outcome. You know, and Real Mack already push towards that direction. You know, when COVID came, you see that somebody go tell you the director of sports. Just imagine a first division club, director of sports, head of media, always they update the media, then the social media platforms and very active. And you get a coach of that nature, we don't deal with Stoke City, don't get with Accrington Sterling, come down here, you don't get the English experience. Carry it and don't come mix them with the Sierra Leonean flavor. Quality players them there around, or just get them within the right environment and the right coach. Mind you, that man they can't down now, so you don't sabi nobody. Yeah. What he wants are the best players for take the team forward. Because don't get that challenge they in with coaching selections in this part of the world. We are in coaches and they believe say this player and people are from zero and I want for see and somewhere. So you always try to protect them. But this now they can wait in no say in job and 1 year I get. Maybe go on for the extending contract. So the best you can do, take the team to the Premier League and be waiting a white coach in the Sierra Leone Premier League, adding value to the league, you know, getting people with business mindset for come around because you know say na professional did it. So for me, I feel say a very good thing will don't happen to the country because we don't specify to Real Mack.
Sure.
Now the country in benefit now they look at. Because now if income and can acclimatize very well, you know, and the message go out there that a British coach they do very well in this part of the world. Other British coach they can come again and can say, let's see how we can find talent even if you not come for can coach. But let we see waiting this man come right down here so for. This is how you football they take open. So I feel it's a very good news for the country, and we hope you will get a very good working relationship with other coaches. Then we will see them maybe like a threat or maybe as if they were not valued, but rather as a partner. But let we move the game to another level.
Talking about the academy structure, CEO of Real Mack Football Club, how quick will you foresee him because there is no clubhouse for Real Mack Football Club, and it is part of the agreement between the City of Soccerlink and Real Mack Football Club. How soon will you foresee the academy growth for Real Mack?
Yes, I will promise the shortest possible time, because the first step is for us to identify a location, of which we've done already. It's going to be in the Peninsula Road, to be specific, between McDonald's and John Uve. We have almost completed the process of acquiring a 5-acre plot, which will be the proposed site. Very soon we will pull an official statement on that. And yeah, but for now we have options that we're seeking for. We begin practice the implementation phase. Like for instance, I can say that, so even though it's not yet been confirmed, but we also don't approach the Bellamy Foundation, Bellamy Academy, for get a lease. Okay. And as well as there are other facilities and we will disclose that we did within again the western area we can able to use as a makeshift academy base for able to keep the coach and the players them all together and do soccer and as well as education together. So if you ask me on the period, it's in the pipeline, and we will have an official thing on that in the shortest possible time.
You still watch Orange Football Special with me, Mohamed Toby Kagbo. We take a final break of the program. We'll come back. We will continue with the program.
Let me tell you something. Orange can bring something for you and me, yeah. Whether you know me from baby, don't Spark.
Spark this go give you juicy data bundle for enjoying our Facebook and WhatsApp. Guess 1.2 gigabytes for 9,500 leons weekly. We dey give you 1.2 gigabytes for free as you join. So Spark, get some nice.
Welcome back from the quick break, and don't forget to say you still watch Orange Football Special with me, Mohamed Toby Kagbo. Orange Football Special, they powered by Priority Solution, and are the leading mobile telecommunication in the country, Orange the support them. CEO Mark, here we see Real Mack Football Club in terms of paying players, paying the officials, and we don't see them get a contract with a seed of Soccerlink, and now we don't see a foreign coach for a Division 1 club forget a well-qualified UEFA B licensed coach. Say with the secret behind Real Mack Football Club.
Okay. I guess it's about the financial sustainability
of the club.
Yes. Earlier, I talk about during the Ebola crisis. We go back to the drawing board, and then we look at the way forward in terms of how do we think we can keep this as a long-term project.
Okay.
You know, because having the experience of different other CEOs or club owners, you see how then they go, and even having served in one of these Premier League clubs, you know, I get the experience on how it has been done, of which is not the right way, and that make we can always they get issues. So we think of a business plan, because I have a business background. So we think of a business plan, we invest into the plan, and now as we speak, Real Mack Football Club, I can categorically tell you, say, is being sponsored by the business set up within the administration of the club, and which is being run by the executive director, who is also serving in the capacity as the Secretary General, Mr. Abdullahi Nazir Abundo, aka Olise, and as well as the Director of Finance, called Hassan Kagbo. These are the people that are working. And as well, looking at the plan, it also creates an opportunity for ex-players, ex-administrators, and even ex-coaches who wants to like seek for employment. We also create that kind of platform. In fact, it's a first priority for an ex-player or an ex-administrator or an ex-coach to serve, because it's all a way of a give and take, of which we think will complement the efforts of how we're moving forward. And also, we have a trustworthy sponsor us. We then take their social corporate responsibilities very seriously, which is Mack Pharmaceuticals. They have been serving within the Lumley community for more than 10 years, and they have an influence into the management of Real Mack. So even before the start of the program, the start of the process, they were the major sponsors. But you know, you cannot be just meeting, you know go just come meet person one, you know, all the time. You have to be self-reliant. And football not give you that self-reliant, because it's a long-term investment. So we have to think about another ways, you know. So we have the backbone of the financial sustainability banks on the administration, and then we have Mack Pharmacy and other sponsors that we cannot say now, because we still have to finalize some paperwork. But there is no magic behind this. The key focus here of why all this gradual successes is because of the mindset.
Okay.
Because we know what we want. We are business people. We know, say, when we invest, even though it's long term, but the long term again is not viable within the other forums that hold on the Congosa.
Okay.
So we want this long.
And also we get Real Mack get so many players them currently with the play for some Premier League clubs then.
Yes.
Now we don't get a UEFA B coach. We not ever think that we need to bring them players down for work with the team, so it could be very quick for promote Real Mack to the first division.
Well, that one go left with the technical team for decide. But some of these players who will loan, they have contracts for honor. Some are long term, some are short term. But we also get loads of other young players that we may like them to have this opportunity. You see, because the key here is about exposure. It's about, you know, getting the football, you know, getting the teaching, and as well as the confidence. You know, these guys that have already been in the Premiership, then they already experienced these things.
And most of you players them within this Premier League club now with FC Cologne, with not this tight relationship with Real Mack and FC Cologne Football Club.
Yeah, we have a very cordial relationship because looking at the game, you have to identify mentors. You get for look forward to people that we used to say, they do best practice.
Okay.
And looking at, of course, Mohamed Kalon, we all know in experience and exposure we get within the game. So if he's here setting up a footballing project, I believe in him because I know he has the experience and he can set them up very well. But likewise again, of course, it's not only, we talk about Diamond Stars, we talk about even Cambo Eagles, we talk about Mighty Blackpool. So it's not only FC Kalon, but we open up for deal with any other club.
I think AKK will then get most structured football club. One for categorize them even as a first division club, but most structured football club in terms of financing the players. Even in this pandemic, we see Real Mack give a part payment of salary to its players and official. We show transparency in with football aspect. You know, feel say it's high time we get team same, we will do the same as Real Mack Football Club.
Yeah, I think Real Mack do the needful, as we can say. Yeah. Look at the CEO they tell you about from waiting and begin think about doing Corona and waiting them do during this Corona period. Waiting them don't think during the Ebola period. How them try let themselves forget them right. Now then come with waiting cross industry approach. We are in football will give you the money, but we need quality players. So what do? We establish a business plan. We are in. We will sustain the players then. I remember one of them days there, one of me young players they tell me say when they are around Lumley, the players them are Real Mack. Most of them get free medical facility with Mack pharmacy and even some of them family members them. So even when you don't think about the physical cash, but say when me picking not well, if me a player, Mack pharmacy they there for la knock na den do mot. When me mama or me wife not well, Mack pharmacy they there and then they also get them busy when they can employ some of the players there. So if we're not able to pay you for you talent we they play directly with them week in week out, but when month done, say the Mack and Real Mack business they able earn me a salary. That na think say you can even put the player in a very very right frame for go play. Because not even at the end of the day, they wish them. But even if your career end up abruptly, you get somewhere outside you're able to sustain yourself and your family going forward. So even if you say after football I want to go into technical areas, say with Real Mack, the establishment you can do technical aspect, you rest. Sure. Because the mind very key in any physical thing where you go through. So for me, I will continue to get the admiration for the moves they when they make. As somebody also when a young football administrator, I think I'm going to go close for let me say the land small. Because this is the way to go. Sure. Now only salon we define them too big for come to somebody who feels it's a bit passive for asker. But out there, then people in the setup establishment the way refer to as consultancy. Right? If you want to move from the level where you there for go to another level, you get somebody for talk to you, they pay for that out there. That I want to take another step in my career. How you do this? Put ideas together and guide you through. So I feel it's not a very good thing. And as a young football administrator, I was able to talk to the other guys the way they are around where I feel I used to and try to build a very good relationship because me now how for change the face of the young people that will believe in football. That is my strength and that is how I want to push things. I want to use football for contribute to development of this country. So if I see those who get so much passion and already they succeed in that approach, I think I need to make them a party. Because Salon need for benefit from some of their ideas there. So just imagine if Cambo Eagles do the same. People away there around Kenem and know this is a Cambo Eagles business and they support Cambo Eagles. I can go buy in them business. Get the waiting. That is how Manchester and other people and they make money. People and they out there like Spain, teams and they get fishing company. The fans are always willing to buy fish from the fishing company. Sure. They always for do business with their team. I just imagine if the Lions can get the same kind of idea we get. All Lions fans a lot of support with team. Even if we contribute every month, but buy from Waiting Lions, they sell. How much money they go make? So I feel it's a very good one, and we hope that other people and we listen from their success stories there, so be able to compare some of their ideas there, so see how they put them together, move their teams, and because they get the fan base already. I just imagine Mark they around the Lumley artists, I think most of them fans and base, even though they get them elsewhere. But if teams and they will get cross territorial and support now. from the west to the east, some team that they get that kind of support there. You get such kind of establishment. How quick that team they go move, eh? So for me, we will still continue to call on people where they are around football to help the game for go through the ideas there. So.
And also, a big team, I think last year, some Real Mack fans them already begun the start for celebrate that Real Mack go reach into the Premier League, because there was this agreement where we get that Real Mack Football Club gets for by Central Paris. That now be the news where they surround the country. How true that news they been be? Was it that now be go close for get Central Paris and transform into Real Mack?
Yes, I will categorically confirm say yes. We been get a pre-agreement.
Okay.
We been I go say the negotiation may go all the way up to 60%, but all I can just say on that, we were unfortunate, we are unlucky. It was a very good move. We will be thinking it would be more beneficial to, you know, the football in general and we own project as well, but God knows why. But we tried.
Was it financial we make the deal not happen, or
no.
waiting at the thing we make Real Mack before take over Central Paris?
No, I would tell you say it's not a financial issue, but with all respect to Central Paris, they have a very good management team,
okay.
And they've not come a long way, you know. So you can want to see, well, they were so emotional, and football has that side of it, you know. Thinking, you know. So we try for convince, because you know it's about you trying to steal someone's girlfriend, you know. Maybe you try your level best, but at the end of the day, true love prevails, and then, you know, the deal, you know. But it was an experience for we. It is a learning process.
Okay.
We learn a lot from that particular, you know, negotiation, and we tried, and I believe we're proud of what we will be the try for achieve. But it inspire we for think bigger again. So I think we're moving towards that direction.
You still watch Around Football Special. I think we'll get an interesting discussion this evening now on SLBC channel 27. You can also watch this on SLBC Facebook page or SLBC Entertainment. But I think Abdul Karim, it's going to be a real pleasure. We think will be some of your final statements regarding the under-17 trials and which you go add on to the development of Real Mack Football Club.
To start with, I think the under-17 process, I will still continue for commend those way we make that recommendation that let every region involved this time around.
Yeah.
That might be very first thing, because football, when you talk about fair play, it's not all about saying we're gonna feel and play fair play, but everybody feel like say I am part of the process. Just imagine if people and they now this part of the world they all are from Manchester now because they feel saying they watch them, you know, it's a billion players there, you know. So going forward, we just feel saying for doing with sincerity and for put the country first, because it's not a matter of saying this person I recommend this player to me. It's about saying this particular player they within the age bracket and can able to represent this country. Because anytime we put one quality player at the center for let the world see at the country you don't sell. I remember during the days of Momekalon when they play the Wonder Boy days. So many people been get for camps, say let we watch with Saloon Cable offer to team them. You know, I remember again the under-17 team who been taken 2003, where Samuel Bale been captain. We also been get people who want for no side and people like come out. But now with this age issue, we need to take them with high consideration, because at the end of the day, we don't plan. We don't say these are the best set of players we will put together. Then go fail the test. Then we can start back for go fail more players and for can fill into that squad. Then the country don't lose more. Yeah. Because when now we understand say Salon get for do the young force before then they can do the general one. Because this time around when they can play the competition, I think all the teams in the day then do the MRI test. But Salon no one wait to the day to the 11th hour. They want for do them force a pre-test now, then do the them get the right age bracket and then take an out to the general.
Okay.
So before they reach there, long losses small. So let we get the right players, the talent then did it. Then let we make sure say we choose within we conscience for the country. In as much as every region the same, we're not for say power pass the east represented or power pass the north represented. If now the western region they will provide for we the quality what we need, let me give them. the opportunity. If now the Eastern region provide for the quality we need, then we give them that opportunity there. Now to Real Mack. Real Mack, they tell you say waiting. Then go to the extent or even approach a Premier League club that will get interest. Sober business don't they into their mind say football want to take them to another level, and that's already done in their mind. Despite the football not able to provide for the kind of resources, then take somewhere for finance them team, put them players them on contracts, they give them salaries, they take care of them families them. I think they don't do a good job. And the only way they go able to achieve some of them benefits there, so if we're not able to get that internally, and by the next approach they don't take so now. Partnering with other agencies them out there, prepare them players them well, so that when they go out there, the market will see them. Because football, for now, when they start, it can be very demanding. But just imagine you sell 1 or 2 players just now, even if now $2 million, maybe 2 million pounds, you get that money there for come into salon. What does that mean for salon football? It will change the face of the team and in return the country. Because if you have one quality players and they don't say it in another team, even when you call for the money, then game and put them because they don't say waiting, then they get football money in return. So with that team they benefit, waiting they happen. The team self don't get small thing in their football baskets. So the thing that trickle down effect, if we are not progress, other teams themselves within the country get the potential for them to progress.
Ina Abdul Karim Kagbo, an African football expert, and finally, CEO Maki, final statement inside One Football Special.
Yeah, I would say it's a pleasure for day. I don't watch this program. Of course, I forget to mention, say Orange are one of we major partners there again. Because as we speak in my business portfolio, they are my partner. I have an official contract with them. So I feel proud for the program, and moreover towards the effort towards promoting sports, and as well as the general packages them within they bring for we Sierra Leoneans, and for we have a better experience in communication. Then I know we'll come on also again and not touch on the current issue of this U17 preparation. Of course, me and the team manager, we are close friends, Mr. Kebi. We don't get a pre-talk about this process. So he means well, and we discussed lengthily on how we forgot about this, and the practices have been gone through, and taking it nationwide, almost get very good talent, and we deserve to get the call up, and we go actually fall within the age group where they look. And I just hope and pray, say as Mr. AKK just they say, we don't want to take these boys and then we go financially we go get serious setback, because it's a huge sum. So on the selection, my own final award will go to the technical team where they put forward. Let me know I'm a manager, I'm a CEO. I know how it works. I don't go point finger here, or I don't go say anything out here, but let we seek the country interest, and let we know say that the country in funding get for day into this. So whatsoever selection we're making, let's make sure say it's of the best interest of the country. So as we know we'll get this, the implication is not only that we'll be disqualified or neither we know we'll move forward, but we also get financial implications. So I want to say thanks to the Madam Aisha Johansson and the team for the efforts for resuscitate youth football, and I commend them and I wish the best. And for Real Mack, we'll continue to do our best, continue to set the standards, and we hope say we will help for change the face of Sierra Leone football in the near future.
Well, so One Football Special they come to an end. I want to say a very big thank you to my production team, to the man behind the camera, Richie Bonner, and also to my able producer, when I'm more like Cargo, way people normally can call MC Owen. We will make One Football Special reach you. My name is Mohamed Sobi Kagbo. Let we all join hands and unite in football.
Orange.